back to my channel. My name is Kylie. I'm an author, author-tuber, voice actress, audiobook narrator, and professional nerd. So October 1st is finally here. By the time you're seeing this, I will already be way into Preptober and getting everything situated for that. However, I did want to celebrate this first of the spooky season. So I have these gorgeous impressed manicure nails. They're fake press-ons, but they are so cute. They're bats and they have little spider webs, and the spider webs actually glow in the dark. I couldn't believe it. I went to bed last night and I went to like push my hair back behind my ear and I was like, what's that in my nail? And I looked and I was like, it's actually glowing in the dark like the box said it would. So I'm super excited to put these on in a couple of weeks because these also are supposed to glow in the dark. And look at these. Like, I'm so excited to see what these do and if these glow as well. Also, I'm wearing a new poncho shawl that I did make myself. I love crochet. I am an old lady in that aspect, and I might start selling these on my Etsy shop because I've gotten so many requests from friends. So I pretty much know what all my friends are getting on their Christmas list for this year. So that's another thing. And of course, you can't see the top because the coffee only goes to here, but I am drinking out of my house mug. Proud Slytherin right here. Oh, and on the other side is the sorting hat. It's one of those guess sorting hat mugs, but you can they'll let you know if you have the right house on the box. Now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, it is time, finally, to tackle this series Bible. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're gonna use a notebook. Kylie, it is so easy to mess up, and if you have on one page everything perfect, on the backing page, if you don't have everything perfect, you are going to regret it. I know, however, I have done some test pages for myself. So at the beginning, and this is not from this notebook, this is actually from just a pad of, like a yellow pad, but it's obviously not yellow, it's white. So I have created kind of a couple of mock pages to know where I'm going. This is going to be a series in a couple of parts because me handwriting this stuff down is going to take some time. However, like I explained in my last video, this stuff just doesn't click if it's done on the computer. For plotting, for planning, for setting, for characterization, for themes, for threads, for seed planting, all of that stuff really, really helps my creative mind, if you will, if it's written down and I can actually go see it and, you know, decorate it. So I've got some washies in here that I'm going to be using that are like my favorite washies. I'm definitely going to be tabbing on the sides here with washi once I get done, and full page front and back will be saved for indexing what is what and what is where, because I do have 4 books and a novella to put in. So what we're going to be starting on today are going to be the basics. So the family lines, I have it written down, the family lines and the groupings of the families, the list of the Earls of Claymore, the lore of the shifters, of hunters, of other such paranormals in this series. Then there's going to be a whole couple of pages dedicated to the antagonist or the villains. And then from there, I'm going to go into description of character, which will include their arcs. and this is just for Claymore only. It doesn't go into Petrova or Donnelly. There will be some crossover, but for me right now, this is just Claymore, and I will expand once those series come. Then I will be doing a Claymore 1, doing the rereads and pulling out the plot, the themes, the characters, and the little seeds that I planted in the background for the story, overarching storyline. Same for 2 and same for 3. And then when I get to 4, that will basically just be baseline plotting. And I probably won't be able to get to that before October is over with, because rereading 1, 2, and 3 is going to be in depth. And also I want to have enough time to really do a good job, because this is the first week that I'm going to be working on this. It's probably going to take me about 2 weeks to fully finish it. So what you are going to see in this video is the start, and it's probably going to be a bunch of jump cuts and me explaining over voiceover what I am doing, why I'm doing it, and why I've chosen to do it that way. Some things will be blocked out, so things aren't given away, but I am just going to give a brief overview of how I've gone about and structured everything, but without giving spoilers away or anything, because like I said, this isn't even out yet, and I'm really indecisive right now about if I'm even going to try to indie pub it, or if I'm going to play with the possibility of getting an agent for this, an agent that deals specifically with contemporary fantasy and paranormal. So let us begin. Okay, so right now I am set up. I have my Claymore stuff on my desktop. I have my stack of washi, my notebook, pens. Those are some of the coolest things I have purchased. They are great for ambiance. Scissors for the washi, the sorting hat mug, water. Everything else I could possibly ever need is right here, so let's get going.
All right, so basically here I am just typing out, well, not typing, but writing out this poem that I wrote for the Claymore, kind of like a little epitaph thing. The next page is going to be the crest that they have, their tartan colors, and their motto, which is Scottish clans usually have those. The following page is going to be, I believe, the Earls of Claymore. Yes, it is the Earls of Claymore. So going through the history and just knowing who ascended when for flashback purposes. Then, of course, the following is going to be the family lines and putting together all of the Claymore family groups, from the direct heirs to the cousins to the bastards. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, after this page, I go into the lore of the shifters, and then I also include priestess or druid lore. Now, the priestess druid lore isn't as in-depth as I want it to be, but for right now, with the characters that I have what I need. Now, this is just the beginning of my series Bible. This will span over the course of 3 families, lots of different paranormal creatures and people with different supernatural powers and abilities. And for me, this is just starting at baseline 1 for Claymore to get the foundation properly correct. After my lore write-out session, I am going to do a deep dive into my antagonists and or villains, because I really need to get their motivations pinned down, because I realized when I got to the 3rd book, I had a really good thing going, but I have absolutely zero idea what their motivation or why they're doing what they're doing, other than this one thing. And that one thing seems a little bit elementary and almost like mwahaha, typical level bad guy thing. And I really need to give them a little bit more authenticity and personal skin in the game, so to speak, which will be happening. And then after that, I will be going into and showing you guys how I set up my character profiles, and also going through my book and pulling out all of the pieces, the themes, the seeds that I plant for the overarching theme of the book, for the overarching theme of this trio of families, so to speak. and I'm really excited to take you on this journey. So yeah, if you see anything blurred out in this video, that's just because I don't want spoilers. I think I videotaped far enough away and fast enough where I won't have to do that, but if you see blurries, that's why the blurries are there. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.